That's what I want folks to ask Elon Musk. Why is he so sure that Trump wouldn't have won without him? Tell us more.
Well, I mean, this is about the giant egos of the president of the United States and the shadow president of the United States, the richest man in the world. And so I think he's trying to say to Trump, I own you. You wouldn't be there without me. I don't know how he's so specific, but I would just say it was hard not to get the popcorn out, I will admit.
Sure.
But
I'm sure.
The crazy thing about this fight between these two guys is that 16 million Americans are about to lose their health care. And I do think, I was talking to a Republican friend of mine who is quite prominent in this whole debate. And I said, how's it going over there? And he said, oh, this is really tough for us. This is really tough. And I realized something. Many of these Republicans, a whole bunch of them, did not do what they did because they thought it was the right thing for their constituents, right? They didn't vote for the bill because they thought it was good for their constituents. They voted for the bill because they were afraid of Donald Trump endorsing a challenger, and they were afraid of Elon Musk putting money in against them. Now they got to choose between Donald Trump endorsing a challenger and Elon Musk putting money in against them. Maybe this is an opportunity for them to actually do what is good for their constituents and vote the bill down and know that people are actually going to thank them for that. That's my hope.
Hope springs eternal, like a whole lot of things, weeds, etc. But the reality, the reality. Congresswoman, is exactly the point that you made, that what Republicans anticipated in the bargain that they cut with two devils, right? With the president in the fear that, oh, we got to do what he said because the base will be mad.
Yeah.
With Elon Musk, he's going to throw his money around.
Right.
Well, listening to Elon Musk today, who had a lot to say, it seems like, there could be some folks that could be primaried with Elon Musk money regardless of what Trump does, depending on how far he wants to go. So it was very interesting to me when Speaker Johnson was asked about this today. This is how he reacted.
Elon Musk did retweet a post suggested that perhaps Donald Trump should be impeached and replaced by J.D. Vance. I mean, for you to say it's not personal, it seems to have gotten...
It clearly is personal. I don't know what is motivating... I don't know what has motivated this disturbance to begin, but obviously it's not helpful.
He didn't say no.
Oh, he didn't say no, but the oh boy was the part for me.
Yeah.
To your point, Republicans now are sitting with clenched teeth because they are now in a much tougher position relative to the big bill, their constituencies, and these two individuals than they were 24 hours ago.
Yeah, because they were going to do what was bad for their constituents, kicking Medicaid off. I mean, in Mike Johnson's home state of Louisiana, 60% of births are covered by Medicaid. But they were going to do that because they were sort of assuming that they would get all this money from the richest man in the world. And now that this division is there, it has a whole lot of implications for a lot of things, but I think that certainly people are sitting there and wondering what to do because this fight makes it clear they're going to get primaried either way. And either they're going to vote, against the bill, the big bad betrayal bill, they're going to vote against it, and then Trump's going to come after them, or they're going to vote, if they vote against it. See, I have to think about this too.
Right.
If they vote against it, then Trump is going to come
out. But if they vote for it, then Elon Musk is going to spend money against them.
Well, Elon Musk said, put your money on him. Alicia, that's what he tells the people. He said, he replied to Laura Loomer on his social media site, and he said, consider this, and I'm paraphrasing, but Donald Trump will be around for 3.5 years. Elon Musk said he'll be around for 40 plus.
There are a lot of people in the group chat right now. I don't know if you noticed that Steve Bannon has also entered, and he is saying this. People, including myself, are recommending to the president that he pull every contract associated with Elon Musk and that major investigations start immediately into his immigration status, his security clearance, and his history of drug abuse, into his relationship with the Chinese Communist Party, and into his involvement with attempting to get President Xi to the inauguration. What I think is interesting about the timing of all of of this, Congresswoman, is they were already having a reckoning with what they believe Trumpism is all about vis-a-vis this budget bill. You see the fighting. There are people who thought that this was all about the deficit. There are people who thought that this was all about exploding the status quo in Washington. They are not, even within their own caucus, on the same page about what it was they were elected to do. Steve Bannon would tell you that he represents the populist wing of the Trump base. The fact that he is capitalizing on this moment with Musk, to me, is an echo of what we are already seeing in the budget bill fight.
No, that's exactly right. I mean, look, they haven't known. Just look at the fact that they barely got this thing through. OK, it was one vote. That's how they got it through. And so I think it is really important for us to understand that during that whole time on the Budget Committee, on every committee that I sat on, the argument was always about the fact that it was going to explode the deficit. I mean, over and over again, Thomas Massie has been extremely consistent. He has been clear from the very beginning. But most of them were like, well, it's not really exploding the deficit. Well, and I also think many of them thought that the Senate would fix it and send it back. And now this whole split makes it impossible. I don't think they know what they stand for, because at the end of the day, they said a bunch of things about how they wanted to protect Medicaid and Medicare and Social Security, and then they went and cut Medicaid. They are now proposing in the Senate cutting Medicare. And there was a $500 billion cut to Medicare that would have come about, that will come about because of this bill. So I think that they are struggling with the fact that they don't know why they were voted in. If you're not voted in to protect the health care, the nutrition, the the rights of your constituents, then what are you there for? You're just following whichever wealthy guy bully is gonna give you the most money.
To Simone's tweet about the impact that this relationship between these two men has already had on the American people.
Yeah.
You have the president announcing a travel ban on 12 countries and partial restrictions for 7 others today. The estimate, by at least my reading of everything that's come out, this is just an updated version of the Muslim ban from the first term.
That's right.
What's your thoughts there? How are members looking at this ban in the context of other policy issues that you're now having to confront with this administration?
Well, we just did a press conference introducing our No Ban Act, sponsored by Judy Chu, and I've been a co-sponsor since it was introduced the first time around with the first Muslim ban. And listen, this is a xenophobic, discriminatory ban. They learned a little bit from the courts stopping them the first time around multiple times, and they put a few additional countries in, so you couldn't call it a Muslim ban. Now they got a lot of countries from Africa.
Right.
They've got some Latin American countries. They've got some Asian countries. But the fact is that you can't just do a total ban on all the people of a country because you don't like that government or you don't like the structure of that government. There are lots of ways to look at how do you get a government to vet and properly vet people. That's a different story. But to simply put a ban, and let's not beat around the bush here, on people from black countries and brown countries at the same time that you are allowing South Africans in, is to me, it just shows once again that this is a broadside of the Trump administration on immigrants. It is xenophobic. It is discriminatory. And it's really detrimental to national security, because look at Afghanistan. I mean, this travel ban, it applies to people from Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay?
and
Right.
it has an exemption for people who helped us but not their families.
Exactly. It has an exemption for people who already have a special immigrant visa or an SIV, but not their families. And it doesn't have any exemption for all the people who are pending, who helped us in Afghanistan, and but who haven't yet been approved. So it is a cruel ban. It's another cruel policy that's trying to target immigrants, and particularly immigrants from Africa, from Asia, from Latin America.
But you know what? Shout out to those Afrikaners. They're all right, at least for now. Maybe they will, too, also get caught up in the feud between Elon Musk and the president.